The park was quiet, eerily quiet. John, lost in thought, didn't notice the stillness. As he rounded a bend, something glinted in the afternoon sun. It was a phone, lying discarded by the base of an old oak tree. Curiosity piqued, John bent down and picked it up. The screen flickered to life, displaying a low battery warning and the current time 3:15 p.m. John stared at the unknown number. A strange mix of apprehension and curiosity bubbled within him. Who would have called this phone? And why leave it here? He felt a sudden urge to call back, to solve the mystery of the forgotten phone. He pressed the call button. The phone buzzed in his hand, the vibration feeling alien and unsettling. Each ring seemed to echo in the stillness of the park, amplifying the silence rather than breaking it. He held his breath, anticipation tightening his chest. "Hello?" John's voice sounded small, even to his own ears. A beat of silence followed, thick with anticipation. Then, a voice, barely a whisper, sent chills down his spine. "I can see you." The voice was deep and raspy, like sandpaper against bone. It seemed to emanate from somewhere beyond the phone, from the very air around him. John's blood ran cold. The words hung in the air, a chilling whisper. He dropped the phone, heart hammering. The voice echoed, "I can see you." Was it a threat? A warning? Panic welled up inside him. He wanted to run, but fear held him captive. He couldn't stay here. He had to get away from this place. John glanced down at the phone. He couldn't leave it there. He shook his head. He couldn't keep it. He couldn't bear another call. He kicked the phone into the trash. He wouldn't be plagued anymore. He walked away, not looking back. He just wanted to get home. The silence followed him. He could still hear the voice. "I can see you." The words haunted him. Section 5. Echoes in the Machine. John's apartment had never felt so welcoming. The familiar creak of the floorboards, the faint hum of the refrigerator, the comforting silence of his own space. He went through his evening routine, trying to focus on the mundane. But the memory of the call lingered. His phone buzzed on the coffee table. He froze, heart leaping. It was just a message from a friend. Relief washed over him. He glanced at the phone again, his thumb hovering over the screen. A strange compulsion drew him back to the missed call log. The unknown number stared back at him. The call had been placed just moments before he'd found the phone. Someone had been watching him, but who? And why? John's phone buzzed again. This time it wasn't a call. It was a text message. From his own number. His blood ran cold. He stared at the message, each word a hammer blow to his sanity. "I'm still watching." The message was short, simple, and utterly terrifying. It was a confirmation of his worst fears. Someone or something was toying with him, using his own phone, his own number to spread terror. He was trapped in a nightmare, and there was no waking up. He threw the phone on the couch as if it were a venomous snake. He couldn't understand. How could someone send messages from his own number? Was he going crazy? Was this some elaborate hallucination? A cruel trick of his own mind? He paced the length of his apartment, his mind racing, trying to find a logical explanation, but there was none. This was beyond logic, beyond reason. He was trapped in a web of fear, spun by an unseen hand. John spent the night in heightened anxiety, every creak and rustle sending shivers down his spine. He couldn't escape the feeling of being watched. The voice on the phone, the text message from his own number, it all felt too real. Nightmares plagued him, filled with shadowy figures and disembodied voices. He would wake up in a cold sweat, his heart pounding. The words were a curse, branding themselves onto his soul. He was falling apart, his world crumbling around him. He couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't think straight. He was a prisoner in his own home, held captive by fear and paranoia. Days turned into a blurry torment. John existed in a perpetual state of fear, jumping at shadows, flinching at every noise. He avoided going out, afraid of encountering the unknown. He tried everything to regain control, changing his number, getting a new phone, But it was no use. The fear followed him, whispering doubts, fueling his paranoia. He was a hunted animal, constantly looking over his shoulder. Then, one evening as he sat huddled on his couch, his phone rang. He froze, his blood turning to ice. The ringing seemed to reverberate through his bones. He stared at the phone, his breath caught in his throat. It was a new phone, a new number. No one knew this number, except the unknown number flashed on the screen. He knew, with a certainty that chilled him to the core, that it was the voice, and it was calling for him.